LPD, hands in the air!
Where is everybody? Where's Lowell? Viki, wait, please, not another word until my camera crew gets set up. Marco, 3-shot, me in the center. It's okay if you cut them out of frame.
David, what?
Viki, my money is on you. Victoria Lord, Riley Burke, Riley, Buchanan, Buchanan, Carpenter, Davidson, Banks.
David, what are you doing here?
I'm with the press. Ford, show them our press pass. There we go. Now, everyone, smile. Not too big.
Marco, is this really necessary?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Banks. We'll be out of here as soon as we can.
Pay no attention to the man behind the camera. Viki.
David.
You're listening to her. We'll be coming along with you.
David, I've been listening for quite a while now. There will not be a tour.
Look, this is a legitimate debate. This is a campaign event. This is not a part of your show.
Oh, contraire. I beg to differ. Reality television is all about voting someone off, and if candidate Banks plays her cards right, I can assure her that she will be the sole survivor.
Really? And how are you going to do that, David? Because you're not even registered to vote in the state of Pennsylvania.
Make a note. Change my residency status and get me an absentee ballot. My support will go to whoever wins this debate, so keep this in mind. I'll be interested in whichever candidate supports the biggest Hollywood bailout. Speaking of which, do you know any people out in Santa Monica, maybe Brentwood, who could pony up a little bit of cash, call a network, twist a few arms? You get my show on the air, you get my endorsement.
Oh, Mayor Lowell does not need the endorsement of the D-list. In fact, the citizens of Landview don't care about politics. They care about issues. They care about who is going to create jobs, who is going to fight the crime wave that has flooded this fair city, which the Landview Police Department has allowed to happen. They are not going to put their trust in this country club board member when we have a man who will get down and dirty to make Landview clean. Mayor Stanley Lowell.
Check the back.
No, you can't go back there. This is police harassment.
Have a seat. Do you have a warrant? You got a name?
I have the right to remain silent.
You have about 4 seconds to tell me where Lowell is.
The Palace at the debate, the Banks-Lowell showdown. Dr. Lord just set it up. It should start any minute.
Dorian, I think you should save your posturing until after the debate, which is when your candidate will need the spin.
Kapow! Candidate Banks gets the first round.
It's the last round that counts, and Viki, Mayor Lowell is not going to pull any punches just because you're a woman.
Swing away, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, well, don't swing too hard. You don't want to dislodge one of her alters who will go all nuclear on you.
David, that's not helping.
Yeah, look, Viki is a strong, powerful woman, and sometimes that has a tendency to intimidate a weaker man.
Well, then let me be the first to assure Mrs. Banks I can't wait to get in the ring with you. And let's make a pledge right here and now. Let's have a good, clean fight.
Well, I'm all for that, Mayor. All for that.
And I'd like to make Mrs. Banks an offer. Should she fail in her bid to unseat me, I would like to give her an opportunity to prove her commitment to public service. Come work for me, Mrs. Banks. I can always use a secretary.
Mayor Lowell, I would like to make the same offer to you. However, I would not want to undermine the will of the people. If you are voted out, you stay out.
Speak right into that microphone. You'll need it.
Mayor, it's what you say that counts, not how loudly you say it.
God, I've been
I'm
meaning to
sorry, the
ask.
seat's taken.
Oh, all right. I'll just go right
That one's taken too.
Jared, do you...
Taken, David.
Be careful what you wish for. Being a celebrity is exhausting. Everybody loves you and nobody loves you.
David, I will always love you.
Well, don't say that off camera. Marco! 2-shot. Dorian telling me that she'll love me forever. And... action.
Hello, Marco.
Hi.
Hi, Ford.
Hey.
Where's the other one?
What other one?
There were 3 in your crew.
You mean Priscilla? Budget cuts. She had to go. It killed me. And action.
If you could all please take your seats. I'd like to welcome you all to what I hope will be the first in a series of debates about important issues surrounding our community. Mayor Lowell has won the coin toss, and he will get the first question. Mayor Lowell, you've been very vocal about your displeasure with the police department, blaming them, in fact, for the recent surge in drug-related crime. Now, you've already had one term, and you really haven't made any progress in solving the problem. So why should we have you back?
Well, I admit I've had too much patience with the LPD, but I've done what I could as mayor. I have fought for funding for neighborhood initiatives, for after-school programs.
I'm so bored. I think I'm getting seasick.
Grassroots activism can take the place of a strong police department. That is why in my next term, I am cleaning house, starting with Commissioner Bo Buchanan. It is time for Bo to go.
Hey, that's my Polly you're talking about.
Now, we all know that Commissioner Buchanan comes from a rich and influential family, as does my opponent. In fact, she considers Commissioner Buchanan to be part of the family. But my allegiance is with the town of Landview, and not with the special interests of the rich and privileged. I stand with the good people who had to work for what they have.
Oh, hear, hear.
And I say that it is time for a new commissioner, one who will not let drug dealers and drug addicts take away what those good people fought for. Now, as a mayor, I have fought crime up and down, but my opponent knows nothing about this. Unless, of course, you consider the many crimes that her other personalities have committed.
Not to mention the crimes that she covered up that were committed by her half-brother, Todd.
Mrs. Banks, rebuttal?
Oh, yes, yes, indeed. Mr. Lowell is absolutely right about one thing. The crime rate in this city has risen dramatically during his first term. 17%, in fact. And all that began after he fired Bo Buchanan as Commissioner of Police and replaced him with a man named Lee Ramsey, who I'm sure you will all recall was murdered in the act of selling stolen jewels.
Are you getting all this, Marco?
Yes,
Are you?
yes, if you stop shaking the camera.
As for his criticism of the police department, unfortunately, his interference has been the cause of many of their problems. If he would simply allow them to do their jobs instead of indulging in personal grudges against certain officers, this city would be a great deal safer. For example, he fired a decorated detective, John McBain, who then proceeded to solve the KAD murder case as a civilian.
All right,
and
keep
why?
panning.
The cops are
Because
here.
Lieutenant
Stay
McBain
on. Where there's
insisted
cops,
on
there's a
investigating
story.
my brother,
Did you say
Bob
cops?
Manning, who
There's
is one
cops?
of Mr. Lowell's
Where?
major backers.
Oh, what's he doing here?
Who cares? I need a new character. The camera loves him.
As far as I'm concerned, Detective McBain's actions brought that serial killer to town. Powell Lord was safely locked up in a mental institution until McBain went rogue and got him going.
He just lies.
He's a politician. He lies for a living.
And this isn't the first time that he's broken with procedure. No. How many times have you been arrested, John? Is this the kind of man we want on the Landview police force? Mrs. Banks would give him a raise. But, of course, he did date her daughter. And if that's not special interest, I don't know what is.
How you doing, Lowell?
We're in the middle of something here, McBain.
No, I think you're done. Stanley Lowell, you're under arrest.